What's up, good people? Today we're going to be disassembling the SSR9. Before doing so, we're going to do a quick safety check. Make sure that there is no magazine attached and point it in a safe direction. Fire a couple of shots. Everything should be good. Put it back on safe. Now, before disassembling any replica, we should always remove the battery. In this case, at the SSR9, you pull this little tab up, pull it to the back. Now, you need to twist it to the side and then it will let go. If you don't twist it, you won't be able to remove it. Now we're going to remove the battery, store it somewhere safe. All right, now we can get to the disassembly. First, we're going to separate the top from the bottom. To do so, we simply need anything that would work as a punching tool. Going to be using this. I won't be needing my safety goggles for that anymore. First, we remove the pin. Just place it on top and give it a nice little tap. Now simply remove the pin. Now, pull the charging handle back a little bit just to separate both parts. And now, since it's polymer, you can basically just take it off. We will first disassemble the upper receiver. We will start with the inner barrel and the hop-up. To disassemble the hop-up, we need to remove the clip first. Make sure it doesn't fly away from you, like so. Now with a pair of tweezers, just remove the rubber ring from the top. First, make sure the hop-up is not engaged at all. Yep, that's good. Put it aside. Now we can remove the ring. Now, we're going to remove the arm from the top just by pushing in this pin. And there it is. Now be careful. We have a little nub here. You don't want to lose it. It should be secured with a little bit of grease, but still make sure you're not losing it. Now you can gently remove the inner barrel with the bucking, like so. There we have the stabilizer ring. And the bucking itself. There we have the spring. And basically, we're done with the inner barrel and the hop-up. Next, we're going to move to the upper. Just take the plate out and put it somewhere on the side. We will continue with removing the amplifier. So we're going to remove this with a small Allen key or Allen bit. Make sure you remove the screw, otherwise you're going to ruin the threads. There goes the amplifier. Now we're going to remove the handguard. To do so, we need to unscrew this here. Before you do so, you need to know that it has been secured with screw glue. If you're having a hard time removing it, first heat it up. You can use a lighter, for example. It should be enough. If you should be using an Allen key that has a ball end, please do not use the ball end to open the screw first, because it will most likely damage the screw head. Take the flat side, put it in. Now it's open. And then you can use the ball end. There's the screw glue. Now at the tip of the other barrel, you're going to have a ring and this little small plate. Make sure not to lose them. Next, we're going to be removing the nut. Now we have the outer barrel. Next, we're going to continue with the dust cover. To remove the dust cover, you simply need to pull this rod out. Make sure you don't lose the spring. Next, we're going to be removing the charging handle. To do so, you need to understand that it is secured in here. The spring is secured right here in the front. There is no screw or anything. You simply remove it by pulling it back gently, twisting it, and then just lifting it up. Okay, this was the upper. Now we're going to continue with the lower. To remove it, we basically need a Phillips screw head. Not sure you can see it in here. It's going to be quite hard to see. It's right there. But basically all you need to do is just put the screwdriver on the screw and start turning the screw out. I'll take the screw out with the nut and carefully remove the cable. Since this part can also be exchanged, we're going to remove it as well. It's fairly easy. Those are just two long screws holding it in place. Also with a tiny amount of screw glue, but nothing too crazy. And that's how it's done. Now we're going to continue with the lower. First, we're going to remove this, put it aside. Now, the next thing we're going to remove is the spring itself. As usual, it might be a little bit under tension, so be careful. Okay, that was the spring. Now we'll continue with the motor. To remove the motor, you basically have to move this here inside, and the lid opens, like so. Carefully remove the cables from the motor. 1 and 2. There we have the motor. Now we're going to remove the grip. The grip is secured by 2 small screws with a Phillips head. There's number 2. You might not be able to remove the screws. You can just simply leave them in. Now you can hear an audible click. That's when the screw is out. Okay, now carefully remove the grip. Make sure you're not ripping out the cables. Okay, not sure you can see it, but in here you will see that both screws are still in place. You can leave them in there. Okay, next we're going to remove the pins holding the gearbox inside the lower. To remove the trigger pin, turn it to the side where you do not see the logo and the SSR9. Put it on top and give it a gentle smack. Now you can remove the pin. Next, we're going to remove the big pin in the back. Also, with a gentle little oh, I actually don't even need to. So, as you can see, this pin is already falling out. This should not concern you. It doesn't mean that there's no retention on it. The retention is being built when the grip is attached. So, do not worry about this. Before removing the gearbox from the lower, put the switch on semi, and then gently tilt the back up first, and then remove the gearbox. Be gentle with the cables. And here, to remove the thick bolt release, just need to tilt it forward and pull it out. That's it. Now we're going to remove the fire selector switch. To do so, just put it on auto. This will help you. And just remove the screw. As you could see, it jumped off. Be careful with this. There is a spring in here. And the ball, you don't want to lose that. All right, this is how you disassemble the SSR9.